had contact with this con, and she would tell me she was terrified of him and she didn't want to speak to him anymore.
Last week, we brought you the story of 16-year-old runaway Jessica.
We believe Jessica's with a male person, and we've received information that it may be you.
Tonight, police finally locate her. Also, police are hot on the trail of another missing girl.
It makes you think what's going through her head, that this is better than staying at home.
But her mother fears the worst.
I hear a phone call. I'm scared to answer.
14-year-old Joel Harrison was a model student, but he's traded his grade A's for the wrong crowd.
There's every chance, you know, he's with these people. There's every chance he's not, but my hunch would be they know a bit more than what's going on.
And Christine Redford's disappearance 10 years ago left her family shattered.
Chris and I had an argument, and that, like so common, was the last time. Okay.
But police think she could be leading a secret life.
It's the police, madam. Can I have a word to you, please?
At the Missing Persons Unit, Mandy Gale is on the phone to the mum of missing schoolboy Joel Harrison.
Hello?
Hello, Patricia. How you going?
Oh, not too bad.
14-year-old Joel disappeared 4 days ago, and there was no sign that anything was wrong.
What had happened was he had got ready for school. I'd packed his lunch for him, and I had to leave to go to a course. Apparently he didn't go to school. There was no indication he was going to do this.
And has he ever stayed away from school before?
I had no problem with him. He ducks the school, and he loves school.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he has been jigging it quite a bit. He'd go off to school like normal,
Yeah.
and he's been jigging it quite a bit.
Is this more recently, or...?
In the last probably 12 months.
Has he got a lot of friends? Is he not that sort of person, or is he kept to himself a little bit?
He's got a lot of friends, mainly more nerdy friends.
Okay. We'll be out there as soon as we can, Patricia, OK?
Okay, then.
All right.
Thank you.
Ta-da.
Bye.
Poor lady, she sounds so strong, but she's obviously getting to a point now that she's struggling a little bit, which is understandable. Like, yeah, he's 14 years old, he's still a little boy, and in his mum's eyes, he's always going to be a little boy.
Another busy day for teenage runaways. As Mandy and Mark head off, across town, Constable Dan Walker is already on his way to meet the mum of missing 14-year-old Joanna Tuale.
It is an age where you tend to see a large number of runaways. And it's not to trivialise it or anything like that. There's cases where kids just do not want to be home, but there are as many cases out there where the kids have gone missing for reasons that we have to investigate.
Joanna is just 14.
G'day.
Her mum has now learned from Joanna's cousin BJ that Joanna vanished before the school swimming carnival 3 days ago.
Our records say she was with BJ. What's he got to say about Joanna going missing?
Nothing. He just said they just didn't go to the carnival, and when it's time they're supposed to go back to the bus stop, and she went with that girl, Annie.
Annette?
Annette.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
do you know Annette at all?
no, we never. I don't know what she looked like. Or...
Missing the swimming carnival, is that something that would happen?
I know. She loves swimming. I was shocked when I found out this morning she didn't go to the carnival on Friday.
All right, and going missing over the weekend without letting her mum know, is this...
The first time she do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get out and about, and I'll be in touch if we hear anything.
So now they set off to find out more about the friend she ran off with.
Thank you very much for coming, everyone.
You all right? You got anyone here with you you can speak to?
Yeah, my auntie will be here soon.
They're there? All right. That was really interesting. A girl at the school might know where they are, so we're headed straight off to the school. Going to make a few inquiries there.
In the search for 14-year-old Joel Harrison, his mum Trish is frantic because he's driven off with a group of older boys.
She's really upset. Her son's been missing now for 3 or 4 days and completely out of character, hasn't done this before. She describes him as a bit of a nerd, tends to hang around home, likes his computer and doesn't have a lot of friends. So, yeah, we're really worried because it's really out of character for him. So what sort of a kid is he?
Very quiet. Both my boys were. Very quiet, very bright boy, exceptionally bright boy.
You did mention he ducks the school.
He ducks the school in primary school and he sort of went downhill after that. I think it might be just the age.
Has he ever run before?
No.
Never?
Never.
Has he got a mobile phone?
He has.
You've obviously tried to ring that a fair bit.
Knowing Jolie's got it switched off.
We might give it a ring anyway and just see. Sometimes if a different number comes up, he might answer it.
Joel's mum may not be able to get through to his mobile, but she does at least give Mandy and Mark a lead.
Well, apparently he was picked up in a blue Commodore. They've worked out whose it is and where they were going to Young. And he was apparently dropped off down at Campbelltown Station.
So do you know the people that were in the blue Commodore? Like if you
I knew two of them.
You know two of them?
Philip and Crystal.
So Mandy and Mark now start searching for the older group who Joel has fallen in with.
He's a bit of a mystery man, Joel. There's nothing there to indicate where he might have gone. I think the next thing we'll do is ring Phil and see if he knows where he is.
Just a few suburbs away, in the search for Joanna, Dan has been talking to the principal of her school.
Yeah, the principal was really helpful. She identified that the school is really concerned about it and have been making inquiries throughout the day, and they identified that one of the students, Lily, may know where Joanna is.
So that's where they're heading now. But all too often, friends of Runaways won't talk.
I think the fear amongst them are that they don't want to dob their friend in or they don't want to get their friend in trouble. But it's not a case of anyone needs to be in trouble here. We just want to check on the safety of Joanna and make sure she's okay.
And no one is more worried for Joanne's safety than her desperate mum, who makes this plea.
Joanna, if you're watching your mom, please don't be scared to come home. You know we do things together. You always tell me where you want to go. I always go with you. Please, just come home. I still love you, always. No one loves you more than your own mom. Your family is everywhere looking for you.
In Sydney's west, police are trying to locate an older group that 14-year-old Joel Harrison has run away with.
Is that Phil?
Yes.
Phil, my name's Mandy. I work at the Missing Persons Unit. How you going?
Okay, yeah.
Phil is the older boy who picked Joel up in his car just before he disappeared.
Is he with you?
No.
Do you know where he is?
No, last time we saw him, he was going to, we dropped him off, I think it was the train station, and I haven't heard from him since.
And when was that?
About 2:30 on Thursday.
And where was he before that? How did you get... was he with you all morning?
Pardon?
Was he with you all morning?
Suddenly, the line goes dead.
How convenient. They've switched off the phone. I think we just have to leave it. They're obviously on their way back to Sydney. They're still a couple of hours out, so hopefully when they get home, Joel will either be with them or they'll need to be spoken to and certainly clarify where they dropped him off, what time and all that, and if need be we can get the footage from the railway station and make sure that did in fact happen.
Meanwhile, Dan and Joe have arrived at the home of Joanna Toale's friend, Lily.
We're looking for Joanna, so is there anything you can tell us where she may be? And no one's in trouble here. It's not a case of anyone's in trouble. We're really worried about her, and we want to find out where she is to make sure she's safe.
She might be at the train station.
At the train station? Bankstown train station. How do you know that?
Because she sometimes goes there.
She sometimes goes there, is that right? Who with? Anniette.
Anniette is the same girl who Joanna ran off with before the swimming carnival 3 days ago.
You don't have to think of yourself that you're dobbing anyone in or anything like that. It's just we need to know where she is because her parents, her mum's really concerned about her. Obviously, the police are involved now. Police are concerned about her, so we need to know where she is.
I don't know where she is.
You don't know? You're being honest with me? So just that she might be hanging around the train station.
Yeah, that's all I know.
It's often the same old story. As soon as police try to talk to teenagers, up goes the wall of silence.
I don't think Lily told us everything she knows, but what she did tell us was they like to hang around Bankstown railway station, so we're going to have a look there, see what we can find.
Back at the office, there's been a breakthrough in the case involving Joel Harrison.
Missing persons unit.
Hello?
Patricia.
Yeah.
How you going?
Mandy's talking to Joel's mum, who's just heard from one of his mates.
He has just contacted Adam. Apparently he's in the Campbelltown region. He's all right, but he wouldn't tell them where he was.
Did he ring from his own mobile?
Didn't say it was from a private number.
Okay. And how did he sound?
Said he was all right and he was in the Campbelltown region.
So now, Mandy's hoping Joel's friend Adam knows something.
Hello?
Hey, Adam, how you going?
Not bad.
So you spoke to Joel yourself?
Yeah, today.
How'd he sound?
Oh, he sounded normal, like
Did he?
great as normal.
Do you think he's in some sort of trouble, or do you think he's just having some time
I have
out?
no idea.
What about girlfriends? You got a girlfriend, or...?
No.
If you do speak to him, if he does ring you again, just tell him he's not in any trouble, but he just needs the police to see that he's okay. But everyone's just worried about him, and we have a duty of care to make sure he gets home safely and that he's safe and well, and that's the only reason we're involved. But he's not in any trouble. And try and get him to ring his mum.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks, Adam. The main concern is he's never done it before. He's 14 years old. I mean, he may feel he's 18, but he's still 14 years old. There's a lot of things out and about. It's not a good area. We need to get him home where he's safe and his family know he's okay. First thing we do is go to Macquarie Fields and speak to the police that are actually in charge of it and put our heads together and hopefully try and figure out where Joel is.
In the case of 14-year-old Joanna, police are searching around Bankstown railway station.
This young girl, she's 14 and she supposedly hangs around here. Mm-hmm. Have you seen her?
Never before, to be honest, no. Like, we usually see most of the students that do hang around here, and it doesn't seem like a familiar face.
Just wondering if you've seen her around.
Yeah, I've seen her.
You have?
Yep. Because her brother and sister came to us on Friday.
Yeah.
Looking for her, and she didn't see us then.
They
came to the youth centre.
Oh, you work at the youth centre, do you? Okay. Okay, but you haven't seen her since Friday?
Not since Friday, no.
Sorry to bother you. We're just looking for a missing girl. He spends a lot of time around this area and we're just wondering if any of you would be able to help us out if we show you a photo.
What is she? Someone?
You know her? Joanna?
Yes, Simone.
Sorry? It's your cousin?
Yeah, is that Joanna?
I'm looking for her as well, man.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we got everyone looking. My cousins, yeah, we're all looking for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, obviously, you know, we're out and about. So what areas have you sort of covered? Because we heard she hangs around here a bit.
Yeah. She's got friends around Wally Park as well.
Okay.
It's the last place I've seen.
So police and Joanna's family keep looking. Back at home, after 5 long days, her mum fears the worst.
Just I hope she's safe and not touching any drugs. Not being picked up by some stranger on the road.
In the search for 14-year-old Joanna Tuale, police are closing in.
G'day, how are you?
Good.
I'm Dan Walker from Missing Persons Unit.
George, that's on the camera.
Just making some inquiries into a young girl who's missing. She was missing around the Bankstown area, but we believe she may have been around here.
Yeah. Sort of like this morning, looked like her, around about 8 o'clock. Headed towards Bankstown. I rang up Bankstown Police, so I don't know if they found her or not.
Okay, so you're aware of her?
We are aware of it. I don't know if it's her or not, so...
Would it be CCTV footage of that I'm able to follow up?
I don't know if you can get it.
Yep.
You might have to ask, but she was wearing pink top, the black jacket.
Pink top, black jacket. Was she with anyone that you remember?
She came with a girl who was wearing black shorts and a white top.
It could be Joanna and her friend Aniette. They've been on the streets now for 6 days, and anything could have happened.
It's important to find her quickly. She's at a young, vulnerable age. We need to get her home to Mum. Mum's worried sick. And also, too, we don't want her getting involved in anything she shouldn't really be getting involved in.
Back at headquarters, there's been a possible breakthrough in the cold case of Christine Redford.
Hi, this is Adam Marsh calling from the New South Wales Police Missing Persons Unit. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Adam.
Adam Marsh is updating South Australia's Missing Persons Unit.
Now, we've just received some information today through Crime Stoppers. There's a person that appears similar appearance, and her name is also Christine.
Last year, we covered Christine's disappearance from Adelaide's eastern suburbs.
All her handbags and purses and everything and belongings are still at the unit. There's no sign of violence at the unit, so it's really a mystery as to what's actually occurred, what's happened to her, as if she just walked out the door and disappeared off the face of the earth.
Over the years, there were rumours that Christine had started a new and secret life somewhere else, but her best friend, Carmel, didn't believe it.
Said it's out of character for her. She's not that type of person.
Good morning, Carol Redford. Yes.
After years of investigations, not one trace has ever been found of Christine, but her sister Carol has never given up hope.
I think probably where it really came to pass that, you know, she'd gone when we were cleaning her flat out. And I said to the friend who was helping me, I said, you know what's going to happen? She's going to walk in this door any minute now and say, what the hell do you think you're doing with my stuff? You know? And he just laughed about it. Of course, that never happened.
But after showing this digitally aged photo in our last series, one of our viewers called Crime Stoppers, claiming that Christine was alive and living in Sydney.
All the information we receive through Crime Stoppers is helpful. Okay, no matter how small, we're quite hopeful that, you know, we'll find out something with this.
Meanwhile, in the search for 14-year-old Joanna, Dan and Joe head back to the office. They want to chase up closed-circuit TV footage of her at the railway station. But then they get a call from her mum.
She's heard that Joanna may be staying in a dress in Liverpool, so we got in touch with Liverpool Police, but they've had no luck so far. It's her birthday tomorrow, so you would think a 14-year-old girl would want to be with her family on her birthday.
But when they arrive at the house, it's abandoned.
It's empty, like the whole house is gutted, but there's a window on that side that's open. So I can't see like doonas or anything that anyone would be in there, but one of the windows is open.
There's a bottle of water in there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Everything is pointing to Joanna living here illegally.
Someone's had a go at that door there.
Yeah, looks like there's gemmy marks there.
And if someone has forced their way into this house and is squatting here, they've broken the law.
It's pretty clear that from looking, there's been people staying there. So what I'll do is I'll call the real estate and we'll get our representative out from the real estate so we can go inside and have a look.
Back at the Missing Persons Unit, Adam is interviewing the Crime Stoppers caller who claims to have seen Christine Redford.
I believe you may have some information that could assist us.
Yeah, I can't give you a lot of information on it, but the photograph is very similar to this woman who came to DY RSL between 8 to 10 years ago.
Okay.
Her hair's very similar to that photograph, and the sister who was on television, her mouth features are very similar to hers. She's always well dressed. She's probably about 57.
Has she ever mentioned where she's come from?
No.
No?
Look, she doesn't really tell anyone anything.
Do you happen to know where she lives?
Yeah, she lives at DY. The front unit on the northern side in the middle. There's 6 units at the front, and because I've seen her on the veranda.
And you still see her, like, recently?
Oh, yeah. Every time I go down there, she's there.
Okay, and she's a member of the club, do you know?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
The dates match, their ages match, and they share the same first name. Police think they may finally have solved this 10-year-old cold case.
Well, that sounds like a very strong lead, something we're certainly going to check out. He's been able to give us an address, which is very good. If this person turns out to be Christine Redford, then I'm sure it's going to be a relief for her family who've had to worry for nearly 10 years. Hi, it's Adam Marsh calling from the Missing Persons Unit. Is this Senior Constable Lang?
Yeah, speaking.
In the Christine Redford cold case, Adam has to organise local police on Sydney's northern beaches to follow up the tip-off.
And we received some information just recently through Crime Stoppers on a possible sighting of her in Sydney. She is a regular at a local RSL club, but if you could just attend the address and speak to the person there and see if it is Christine Redford.
So the cops at DY head out.
We're off to DY RSL. Our informant has given us information that Christine frequents that location. We certainly want to speak to the manager and perhaps a couple of staff members. So we'll head there now and see what we can see.
Hi, how you going? G'day.
We're just making some inquiries about a missing person.
Right.
There is some information that's come to us in regards to maybe her being here.
Yep.
I'm just wondering if you have seen this lady. Now, does that ring any bells for either of you?
No. Certainly not to me, no. We've got 32,000 members. Not counting the visitors, so it's difficult.
It's a big ask.
No, it doesn't look...
I do have a couple of copies of these photos. Would you mind very much if I left them with you and your staff to have a look at?
Yeah, anything we can do to help.
All right, thanks a lot.
No problem at all.
Thanks
Thanks
for your
time.
time.
Okay, bye.
No luck yet, so they now head off to the unit where Christine might be living. Back in the office, Adam has a hot lead on his other case involving 16-year-old runaway Jessica.
Hello.
Hello, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Adam Marsh calling from the Missing Persons Unit.
Last week, we looked at the case of Jessica, who's run off with a man almost twice her age and calling himself Con.
She's got some friends that she's in regular contact with. I noticed, Con, you don't know anything about this person called Con?
She had contact with this Con and she would tell me she was terrified of him and she didn't want to speak to him anymore. He's in Melbourne, but according to my niece, he was up here on Wednesday. He told me he was 29. He's told her he's 22.
Adam tried to contact Con.
Con doesn't want to answer his phone.
But didn't get anywhere.
Yeah, they certainly aren't.
She's been missing now for 5 days. Her mum, Nicole, is worried sick.
I don't even consider her as a cared-for child, you know. And I just want her back.
So today's call from Jessica's girlfriend is Adam's best lead yet.
On Tuesday night, I tried to ring her.
Yeah.
And rang, and then I answered, and no one said anything, but there was a male voice in the background, and it sounded a lot like Con. She sounded okay, like, but there was something weird, like she didn't sound like herself.
Okay, in what way? You...
Sort of like she missed us or something like that, like she was upset.
Upset?
Yeah.
All right, did the male voice in the background say anything else?
No.
All right, thanks very much for that, Rebecca.
Alright.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Very interesting. We may try and ring Con again, see if we can get him to spill the beans, basically. It sounds like that Jessica's with him. We've just got to confirm where.
Back on Sydney's northern beaches, police are about to door-knock the unit where long-term missing woman Christine Redford may have set up another life. On the way in, they bump into this local resident.
Got a photo of a lady that we're looking for. Would you be able to have a look at this?
Yeah, oh yes.
Does that look familiar too? The lady look familiar?
Yeah, I saw it.
Really?
Saw it. Yeah, I don't think I saw it, yeah.
What if I show you another photo? Have a look at that one. That's a bit more dated. That's a bit more what she may look like today.
He looks like a familiar face anyway.
At the front door, 10 years of searching may finally be over.
It's the police, madam. Can I have a word with you, please?
Back at headquarters, Adam thinks he's getting closer to finding 16-year-old Jessica.
Hello, Con. Hi, it's Adam Marsh calling from the Police Missing Persons Unit. How are you? Okay, have you seen Jessica?
While Adam talks to Con, Alicia tries to get on to Jessica, who's had her phone off now for 5 days.
We believe Jessica's with a person at the moment, a male person, and we've received information that it may be you. How do you respond to that?
As Adam works on Con, Alicia finally gets through to Jessica.
It doesn't sound like you're at a bus stop. There's babies crying in the background, so do you want to tell me where you are actually?
For all the cops know, Con and Jessica could be in the same room.
Okay, do you want to give me your surname so we can at least eliminate you from the inquiries?
But all that really matters to Alicia is that Jessica is in no danger.
Jessica, this is really serious. You're not in trouble, okay? We just need to make sure you're okay.
You don't need to scream, okay? Just speak in a normal.
So you need to tell me where you are, and we'll come and see you and make sure you're right, and then we won't need to speak to you again.
Jessica is at least talking, but Con isn't giving away anything.
No, she's hung up.
And just as Alicia gets close to convincing Jessica to come in,
the person you are calling is not available.
it all falls apart.
I'll try again.
Yeah, we'll just keep trying throughout the day and see what we can do.
In the search for 16-year-old Jessica...
She seems to be with this bloke at least.
Police are combing through closed-circuit TV footage. After 5 days on the run, they finally spot the runaway in a shopping centre.
So she's with those two.
It looks like it, yeah. They look like they're all talking, don't it?
Yeah.
But then again, she sort of goes in separately.
Yeah.
So these two, they leave together.
And in the footage, Jessica looks as though she doesn't have a care in the world.
And it shows she's still in the area, which is good. This is at Toronto.
Yeah.
And if that bloke is the older man calling himself Con, she may not look scared, but she's certainly vulnerable.
So I guess we'll give them a call today with the local police and
Yeah.
see if there's been any new leads.
Yep, just give them a call and see how you go.
Yep, okay,
All right,
thanks,
excellent.
Sarge.
No worries.
And like so many teenage runaways, Jessica is oblivious to the grief she's causing her family and the police resources being used to find her. Meanwhile, in Sydney's southwest, 14-year-old Joanna has now been missing for almost a week without one word.
We're investigating some missing girls from Bankstown. One girl, and we spoke to her mum, and her mum believes she's been staying here overnight. We had a quick look around, and I could see through the windows there's some food wrappers and stuff on the floor, and there's a few windows open. So if it's all right with you guys, would love to get in there, just have a look to make sure she's not inside.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we just had the locks changed the other day.
Okay.
Because it is a vacant property. The tenant did the runner, so yeah.
All right, we'll go have a quick look.
Okay.
Thanks for coming down too.
Not a problem.
As they enter, they're still not sure the house is empty.
Yeah.
But it's obvious the 14-year-old has been squatting here.
Got their tinned food, they've even got toothpaste.
Yeah, the corned beef that was found out.
Yeah.
Outside, I wonder why.
They got toothpaste, water,
was outside.
toilet paper. It makes you think what's going through her head that this option is better than staying at home.
Yeah.
Like, it's clear someone has been squatting there. We can't confirm if it's Joanna or not, but hopefully we'll be able to find her soon. I know the family's out and about, and it's really important that we find her now. It's been 6 days.
Just after being spotted on closed-circuit TV, 16-year-old Jessica is finally picked up and questioned.
Apparently local police received a tip that Jessica was in the town, which ties in with the information that we had, that she was still around that area. And they've gone down there and they've cited her as being safe and well at a shop down there. And she's provided identification, so they've confirmed that it's her and she's staying with some friends.
Although she refused to go home, police said she appeared safe and in good spirits, which is a lot more than can be said for Nicole.
Hello, Miss Bowers.
Yes.
Hi, it's Constable Adam Marsh calling from the Missing Persons Unit. How are you?
Good.
I suppose you've heard that Jessica's been sighted by local police?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Okay, at the time she appeared safe and well. I'm sure police at the time tried to encourage her to contact you because I know that you've been concerned and worried.
I'm just happy that she's safe.
Yeah.
And hopefully that she'll grow up one day and realise what she's done.
I mean, you obviously care a lot and you've done everything you can.
Yeah, I certainly have. And being her mum was hard.
Yeah.
And for her to go away like that was pretty horrible. But I've come to accept it.
Oh, well, look, hopefully she will come around and things will heal over. Okay?
One day. Thank you very much for your time too. You guys have been awesome.
No problems. All right, you take care then.
I will, you too. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Nicole's obviously still, upset and wishes that Jessica was home with her. But at this stage, she's, I guess, going out on her own for a little while. Hopefully she'll come around and learn how much, Nicole really cares for her.
While it's case closed for Adam, across the office, Senior Constable Mark Gillard's day is just beginning.
Hello, George.
Yes.
It's Mark Gillard, Missing Persons. How you going?
Good man.
Mark's interviewing the father of missing man, Robert Mumford, who left work 4 months ago and vanished.
Okay, George, did you hear anything at all from Robert?
No, not a word.
Not a word? Nothing from his friends or anything?
No, not a word. He had a birthday last Tuesday and not a word there either.
53-year-old Robert was always a creature of habit. He worked for the Defence Force for 33 years and always had a close relationship with his mum and dad.
But he used to come here every Thursday night for tea. Well, he missed a couple of Thursdays leading up to his disappearance, and he did ring here, and instead of saying, I'll see you on Thursday, he said, I'll see you soon. And, that was out of character.
Right.
That's the last conversation I had with him.
You didn't detect anything else at all at that stage?
No, I just thought, well, he's down in the dumps, and he sort of used to look forward to coming here, and he talked to his mother. He had a great association with his mother.
With his mum, right, yeah. George, if we would come out and have a yak to you, would that be okay?
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Anything to find him.
I'll give you a yell for sure.
Right, thank you.
Okay, see you, George. Bye. Well, that's very interesting. I was hoping that Robert might have contacted his dad, but that hasn't happened. Normally there's a bit of a trail there somewhere, but just haven't been able to get onto it yet. All his friends are negative, all his families are negative, so it's just very, very strange.
In the search for 53-year-old Robert Mumford, Mark is on his way to the New South Wales Blue Mountains to question his elderly parents.
Robert's now been missing for 4 months and all our inquiries are going cold. Go up there, see if we can get a new lead. Just running out of options, really, and where to go. What we want to do, because Robert's been missing now for about 4 months, we just want to rehash a few things, see if we can find anything new, go over a few areas, hopefully it'll jolt something. Can you think of any reason at all why he'd want to go, why he'd want to go missing?
No, his disappearance is completely out of character. When he left work, he could have not worked for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he told me his entitlements. He's been there 33 years.
Yeah, 6 weeks sick leave accumulated, 8 months long service leave, and only 2 years off collecting his superannuation, which was considerable.
Robert has not only left behind a healthy bank balance, but a loving relationship with his heartbroken parents, Joan and George.
Joan's was locked up in hospital for 15 weeks. The first 2 weeks, nobody told her, and then I saw the doctor over there, and I said, what are we going to do? And he says, she's got to be told. So we told her, and it didn't go over too good.
I wake sometimes in the night and I think, where's Robert?
Every day that he's missing is a struggle for his sick mum.
Robert, I'm very sad that you're missing, and I wait every day for news of you. Please come back.
Meanwhile, on Sydney's northern beaches...
Good morning, how are you going? My name's Rosalie, this is Lex. We're just making some inquiries into a missing person by the name of Christine.
Police are face to face with the woman who could be Christine Redford.
Can I just ask how long you've been here?
4 years in December.
Right. Do you live here by yourself?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Christine.
Your name's Christine too. It strikes me that you look very much like her. Very much, yeah. Do you have a twin sister at all? You look very much like the lady that's gone missing. There's nothing wrong with going missing. It's not an offence to do so, but it's just that people are worried about this missing person.
How old is the missing person?
Excuse me?
How old is the person?
Probably early 50s.
Very strange.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Can I ask if you've got any identification at all?
OK, can you just hold on?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Thanks very much.
Because this Christine looks so much like Christine Redford, police need to check every detail.
Have you just changed your name at all, like in the last 4 years, or have you...
I'm not Camilla now. You're not talking to... I've been here for 4 years.
You're a Sydney girl, are you?
Yeah.
Born and bred?
Oh, definitely. I've got a brother that lives at Roseville. I bring him up every Sunday.
Okay. You know, obviously you have... There are similarities.
Oh, right.
Probably not as striking as I first thought, but there are similarities. But we have to, you know, go down
That's right. I was just surprised. I thought, what on earth have I done?
No.
I'm trying to be a law-abiding citizen, you know.
Absolutely.
It's a dead end. But one false alarm is not enough for Christine's sister Carol to ever give up.
If anybody out there has seen Christine or knows anything of what might have happened with her all those years ago, we'd really love to hear something, anything, even if it's just where she is now. If you could contact your local police with any information, anything at all would be really good. Thank you.
Back in the search for Joel Harrison, Mandy has teamed up with local detective Mick Hale. Together, they're canvassing some of the local teenage hangouts.
Hello.
But before they get very far, they finally get their breakthrough after 6 days of searching.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, bye. That's excellent. He's home.
Good.
We don't quite know exactly where he's been yet. Hasn't come forward with a lot, and he probably won't. But the fact that he's home, he's safe and well, and his mum's really happy, so we'll go there and see how he's going. Hey, Patricia, how you going? You, Joel? Put your mother under stress.
You're everywhere but where you're supposed to be. Where did you go?
Oh, to some mates' houses.
Just to a mate's?
Yeah.
Can we have a talk with you about where you've been and what you're doing?
Do I have to tell you exactly where I've been?
Well, no, that's up to you.
Okay.
We don't have to tell us anything. It's not an offence.
All right.
All right. Come on, we'll have a yarn.
Joel won't play ball. So Mick tries to reason with him so he doesn't run again.
Eh? When you decide to clear out, for whatever reason, I'm not even going to ask you why you went or what. It's up to you. You want to tell me. But let someone know.
Yeah.
Righto? Let any of your friends know. At least we got someone that we can talk to. And if you're on a mobile phone, keep your mobile on, not to divert.
It's dead.
Well, charge it up. Right? And you can ring me, let me know you're all right.
Yeah.
Right? Or there's places you can go and stay. Refuge if you want to get away. Anyway, you're back. You're healthy.
Yeah.
All righty, mate.
No
You look
worries.
after yourself.
See ya.
You behave.
We're glad you're all right. It's hard to sort of get a picture of what these kids are like, but he was lovely. He didn't look like, you know, a trouble sort of kid. He looked healthy, he was happy, and his mum's happy that he's home. And it was good Mick had to talk to him, because I think it's important these kids understand they're not in trouble, but how important it is they let someone know they're all right.
Across town, Dan's got some good news of his own about 14-year-old Joanna Toale.
This morning we're headed off to Joanna's house in Bankstown. I got in touch with Mum, and Mum's absolutely over the moon. Joanna came home on Thursday night. Family member found her out at Liverpool. So we're headed out to the house now to speak to both of them.
When they get there,
hello, how are you?
The relief is written all over her mum's face.
How are you?
But Joanna is looking pretty sheepish.
So, just to get a bit of an idea, what were you doing for the week?
Stayed with my friends in Liverpool.
You're just staying with friends? Okay. What were you doing for food or money or clothes?
We had money to buy food.
Right. What you need to understand is when your mum didn't know where you were, she was absolutely worried sick about you. Your mum had the whole family out and your mum was waiting at home, absolutely devastated that she didn't know where you were.
On top of worrying her mum sick, Joanna was squatting in someone else's house.
Did the other police speak to you about that, about being in the house?
Yeah.
And so you're aware it's trespassing?
Yeah.
You just can't go into a house. That's the bottom line. It's somebody else's property. You really need to take a look at yourself and the friends you're hanging out with. If you think it's all right to do that for a week, do that to your family. What you need to do is apologise to your mum. Because I think for that week that you're gone, she was going through absolute hell just because she didn't want to make a phone call.
Now that Joanna's home, maybe she'll understand just how much anguish she's caused.
I think this might be a real turning point for Joanna. Hopefully she realises the pain and stress she put her mum and family through, and she uses it as an opportunity to really knuckle down at school. And if she was to need some time alone again, just call her mum, let her know where she is. Be a big relief for her mum.
And back inside, things are already looking better.
Sorry, Mum, for everything.
53-year-old Robert Mumford is caught on camera.
He does look familiar to me as being in here.
Robert could have started a new life without telling his devoted parents.
Please, Robert, for your own sake and for the sake of your mother, please make contact.
Troubled New Zealand teenager Cora Hutton has come to Australia for a fresh start.
To me, she's a young girl crying out for help, for a family and a bit of love.
But after just weeks of being here, she's on a dangerous path.
No.
In Queensland, 36-year-old Robert Nivison vanished over a year ago.
He travelled to his rental property to do some repairs, and tenant there has told us that he never actually turned up.
The only real clue police have is this troubled letter he wrote to his mum. 79-year-old John Moroshic went off to play cards, but never came home. Anna and John have spent a lifetime together, so his disappearance is just too much to bear.